Nostalgia Critic is literally remembering something so that I don't have to, because my memory is not that good.
So, yeah, An American Tail. The American Tail franchise, about Fievel, the little mouse, Fievel Mouskowitz.
I had this film, Fievel Goes West, on VHS.
I did too.
I watched it a lot. And I did not realize until later on that it was a sequel.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids didn't.
Actually saw like the original American Tail until later on, and I don't remember it because I've only seen it one time, and it was in like middle school.
I watched Fievel Goes West before I watched the original. Here's what I'll say about the original. The struggle that Fievel goes through to reunite with his family is one of the most heartfelt things, because when he finally gets to America, that's the thing. The family gets to America and they think they lost Fievel. Fievel arrives and he's trying to find his family, and the very moment that he thinks he's this close, it's taken away. And it's like that throughout the entire film. He helps a whole lot of people. He enriches a bunch of people's lives. He basically saves a bunch of mice from getting caught up in this scheme by a mouse who dresses up as by a cat who dresses up as a mouse. And it's really, really cool. And then at the very end of it, Fievel's family is talking, I think Tony's his name. He's one of the, he's a street kid that Fievel befriended. And he's basically, my friend Philly's here. But his real name's Fievel. Fievel? And then all of a sudden, that's when the family starts to think maybe he's still around. And then but it could be any Fievel. It could be. And then they pick up the hat. Fievel's hat that his father gave him. Running around, yet Fievel's yelling for his dad's yelling for him, and then, boom, when they finally unite at the end, it is one of the most, heartfelt, good-feeling moments I've ever had watching an animated film. It really had an impact of just oh my gosh, just, damn you, Don Bluth, you are such a great filmmaker and such a great storyteller. But yeah, Fievel Goes West. By no means is this as emotional of a sequel as the original one. This sequel is more fun. And I think that's the point. I think they wanted to have more fun with this one. I see how this one is the more appealing one to kids because of the more cartoonish stuff in it, the Wild West theme, the conflict, and just the more shiny visuals that's in this as well. We can reminisce all we want to, but at the end of the day, we must proceed into this, so let's go ahead.
I'm not going to truly remember it until Doug tells me how to. So.
Oh, gosh. All right. Repluck the nostalgia strings for us. Internet.
Frozen on the trifecta of sad tomorrow, very happy tomorrow, and doesn't give a fuck tomorrow.
She's I'm so sad, I need a drink. She's like, I'm so happy, I snorted a pound of cocaine, and this is just like...
My soul died years ago.
Exactly.
I care less about your problems.
Exactly. Yes, the Santa Christ and Jim.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. In 1986, Don Bluth released the animated classic An American Tail. With an aggressive yet still heartfelt tone, it chronicled the lives of a family separated, used clever commentary to display the expectations versus the reality of immigrants arriving in America, and showed the power of the fighting spirit to locate what you thought was lost forever. And then the sequel came out. It's a cowboy movie!
What's wrong with that?
Released in 1991, Fievel Goes West clearly has little connection with the original in terms of tone, animation, or even the people who made it, and instead decides to make a goofy western. I don't know why this movie exists, why they took this angle with it, or why fate was so cruel to make it Jimmy Stewart's last role, but here...
What? Come on, dude, it's not cruel. Jimmy Stewart. You know, he's an old school kind of actor, you know. And for him to go out like this, I think it's kind of poetic, you know. That way he can live forever in our hearts.
Here we are. Does it have any charm, brilliance, or charisma on par with the original? Did John Cleese turn down the role of Cogsworth to play the villain in this instead?
Oh, thank you, God! Thank you so bloody much!
Let's take a look at Fievel Goes West. It opens with a fantasy Fievel is having about his hero, Wiley Burp. Jimmy Stewart's last character is named Wiley Burp? Can't we just say this voiceover is his last appearance?
It's home cooking soup.
It's not much, but it's a bit more dignity. So, Wiley Burp is surrounded by the Cactus Cat Gang until Fievel comes in to save the day.
It's too tough, kid. Get out while you still can.
You can still have a good sequel. Leave this one to the direct-to-video market. Despite the style being different, it is still very good animation. It just doesn't allow itself to capture the charm of the original. In fact, it openly stops it half the time. Like when Tanya tries to sing Somewhere Out There from the last film.
And loving me, and loving me.
Maybe they will throw some.
Well, I'm going to say, like, dude, I hate to say it, but that's New York. Like, if you're disturbing someone's peace in New York, I remember this one, it was a saxophone player. It was an old video on stupidvideos.com. He was playing, I forget what saxophone part to a song, but then he hits a high note. He hits a high note, and then all of a sudden, a big tomato just goes boom, right down the pipe. It's like, and you hear in the background, shut the fuck up!
Jesus.
Oh, so good.
Fruit for dessert.
How does that even work? Are there actual human people in the city who are like, lousy James Horner singing mice? I substitute questioning this with throwing produce. It also looks like Tanya's gone through kind of a growth spurt, looking more like a teenager now despite her looking close to the same age as her brother in the first. Maybe it's the same altering growth spurt the National Lampoon's Vacation kids go through.
I mean, here's the thing though, puberty's a weird thing. Hell, Doug, when I was in 5th grade, I was the 3rd shortest kid in my class. By the time 6th grade rolled around, I was the 3rd tallest kid in my class. Growth spurts are weird, man. But yeah, the inconsistent growth spurts of these actors and actresses. So in like these here, like they're around the same age, but Rusty is a little bit older. In this one, it's the same deal, but then they switch. It's like Juliette Lewis, clearly older than Johnny Galecki. It's like, it doesn't make sense, but oh well. That's the movies.
I thought things would be better in America. In Russia, my violins were famous. At least we never went hungry.
I mean, granted, we were on fire, but my violin, yo! The train they're under messes up their house. You'd think they'd be more prepared for that living under there. While Fievel's friend Tiger, voiced again by Dom DeLuise, says goodbye to his feline love named Miss Kitty, who's going west.
How do I say this? I just want a cat who's more like a dog.
Isn't that kind of like a seal saying she wants someone like a shark?
Yeah.
And because the first film opened with a cat attack, why not this one too? Except where the first one had oppressive Russian commentary, this one has... Pay attention! John Cleese in a monocle commentary. Fievel, like a dumbass, thinks he can fight them, transforming his blue hat into a white cowboy hat. I don't know what's stranger, the fact that such a huge symbol from the last film has turned into a throwaway joke, or that Fievel's dad probably never realized it could do that.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Oh my God,
that's a bit
I
odd.
turned that thing inside out and sold it for a fortune.
When I watched this movie, I was the age that I didn't even question that.
Well, no, you're a kid.
I was just kind of like, how'd he do that? Yeah.
That's my thing too. And also at the end of the film where he like flips it back inside out, he's like, boom, and then just like puts his regular hat back. It's like, huh, okay, I guess.
Is that the thing? As a kid, I was probably like, I want a hat that looks like that you can turn inside out, and then it looks like a cowboy hat.
Well, they do have hats that can do that now. It's like, well, not quite a cowboy hat, but you know, they can have ones like a dockman's cap that turns into like a baseball cap. I've seen those. Those are actually really cool.
Do the mechanics of that work?
It is kind of
get
silly.
scared into the sewers where they come across... Well, look at that. An everyday, ordinary mouse they can trust.
On the frontier, cats and mice help each other.
Cleese's character, named Cardall Wall, tells them that out west, mice and cats get along, and he convinces them all to buy tickets to head out there. Tiger finds out too late, though, and tries to find the train that Fievel's family is going on. He gets chased by dogs, though, for over 2 minutes.
Yeah, it is. It's quite a long shit.
Cat got your tongue?
No, but he's got way too much screen time. And because we need another No Cats in America song.
Life in New York City is full of dread and fuss.
Instantly lost me. Next. Maybe I should give this another chance.
No garbage and no...
Nope, I was right the first time. While on the train, though.
Well, honestly, that was the thing too. Is like the travel west was a romanticized thing for like especially immigrants in the city. Oh my god, dude, they enticed them so heavily with just the idea of prosperity, owning your own land, not having to rent all the time, not being under oppressive landlords and shit like that. That they literally lied to people and said, "Hey, go out west. It's free land." And then the American Indians who are on the project be like, "The fuck what now?" And there you go. Thus you get the Western conflicts and the Indian Wars, which that's the other thing too.
So Fievel comes across Kedar Wall, and here's his evil plan.
When my empire at Green River is complete,
Of course we will eat the mice, but only after we have exploited their labors.
Actually,
that's commentary on what they did to the Chinese, by the way, because the Chinese literally built the railroad system in the United States. Yeah, they built the Transcontinental Railroad, and as soon as they were done with them, they basically killed them, left them to die. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It is fucked up. It is extremely fucked up.
Shit. Was there legit commentary in this and I was just too young to realize it? I really don't want to say there's clever satire in a film like this.
All the streets are paved with nuggets. Have I been told?
Can I selfishly ignore the good part of a film just this once? The villains stumble across Fievel, though, and make it look like he fell off the train so the other mice don't alter their plans.
Not be a fool, Muscovy!
So, to quote the Hangover sequels, it happened again. Fievel is lost and separated from his family. Honestly, it's such a cliff note in this version that, while in the original they mourn for several days, here they don't even give a solid minute.
I think we got snookered.
No, Mama. This is what a land of opportunity looks like.
I mean, a little spit and polish. I had a son, didn't I? Yeah, whatever. I wonder if they invented sarsaparilla yet. Kedar Wall dupes the mice into helping him build the beat-up town into a sunny paradise as Fievel tries his best to get home to his family. He even comes across Tiger, and they both confuse each other for a mirage.
I'm Mirage Tiger.
I'm Mirage at Fievel.
See, kids, that's what happens when you drink cactus juice.
nothing's quiet here.
Tiger is captured by tribal mice. Oh, this will age well. Just get to the part where they confuse him for a god. Oh my god, that actually happens? I was kidding! Why is it?
Yeah, again, as a kid, you don't realize the tropes when they're there, but yeah, it's...
Every tribe and everything mistakes what they've never seen as a god. Wow, I've never seen this marker before. It must be God. Fievel comes across Tiger, though, and Tiger shows him how to get to town.
The only reason I'm not a moccasin right now is because they think I'm a god. I'll join you as soon as I can.
There's so many more stereotypes to be explored here. I'm not sure we got to the cannibalism part yet.
They were
Tiger
getting
tells him
there.
to just hop on a tumbleweed, which apparently has really great GPS for towns in the middle of nowhere, as the animals sing rawhide because, I don't know, westerns. Move 'em on. Hit 'em on. Hit 'em on. Move 'em on. Rawhide. Hey, that song was supposed to be sung by the good old boys.
Wow, that's a callback. Damn, a Blues Brothers reference. Well, Doug is from Chicago, so there you go.
Sure enough, Fievel arrives at the town, making the entire time he's been lost in this movie just 12 minutes. Even the family doesn't really look that relieved to see him.
Oh, Fievel, what happened to you? Well, I got lost in this desert, and this giant hawk.
It's great to see you, but we got a rope to pull, and we already used up all our emotions for this scene in the last film. Why were you even gone in this one? Fievel tries telling them about the cat's evil plan, but nobody believes him because why should they believe the kid who got rid of all the cats originally anyway? The cats, of course, reveal their evil plan again in front of Fievel, showing how a giant mousetrap is going to turn them all into mouse burgers.
Let the saliva flow!
Yes, I forgot we're holding auditions. Just ignore that last part about turning you all into mouse burgers. You all fell for a British puppet pretending to be a cowboy. I'm assuming you're pretty dumb. Fievel sticks a fork in him, though, leading to, well, I'll let this scene speak for itself.
Oh, yes.
Pussy, 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 oh, pussy.
As a kid, I didn't realize.
Yeah, I didn't.
As an adult, I'm just like,
I saw nothing wrong with that as a kid.
no. But
I was just like, ha ha, ha, she's hugging him too tight.
yeah, not only
As an
that,
adult, I'm like, dude, he's getting boob sweat smeared like so bad.
he is gonna be lost in that valley for some time. But also, not only that, but he kicks it down.
Pussy, pussy, oh.
Yeah, like right
Yeah.
there, I was like, Jesus Christ! That face.
It's like, who animated this?
I was going to say, I guarantee you, the animator was just like, and it goes down just a little bit, and then all of a sudden the director's over the shoulder, like, what are you doing? Nothing, sir, nothing. God damn, you can't have any fun anymore. Yeah.
Is there a word that exists to describe how uncomfortable that was?
Oh, really?
I don't think there is, so I'm just gonna make one up. That was unequitable. That was a very unequitable scene. Unequitable.
You know what I'm say, Doug, they're trying to stay abreast of the joke. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Man, don't be a boob, dude. I mean, come on. It's okay. It's okay to just. Okay, I'm gonna stop before I actually say something very bad.
So Caterwall hears Tanya sing and falls in love with her voice. So he takes her to Miss Kitty to transform her into a star.
I'm not pretty.
And says who? You can be whatever you want if you just believe in yourself.
Except in a good sequel, that ship has sailed.
Ouch.
Caterwall previews her on stage as Fievel tries to escape one of his henchmen. What was up with seeing through her dress there for a second?
Oh.
That was a little uncomfortable.
I didn't notice that.
I mean, not as uncomfortable as this.
Pussy, 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 pussy.
That was unequitable.
Stop it, Doug.
I have to be honest, it drives me nuts how catchy this goddamn song is.
Yeah.
When you hear it once, it's in your head for the rest of the day.
So where's the girl you left behind?
It sounds like the Beef It's What's for Dinner song, except with a leprechaun on crack playing the fiddle.
So tell me you will never roam.
I like my American Tail songs to be a little more off-key, thank you very much. Fievel realizes he has no one to turn to, which is kind of ironic, as being gone for a while, the family just kind of abandons him through most of the movie. So he talks to a lazy dog who he eventually figures out is his hero, Wiley Burp.
You gotta help us now.
Let this sleeping dog lie, son.
Isn't that what he said the first time he was offered this movie? He tells him that he's too old to stop the cats himself, but he could train a younger dog to fight for him. Since dog spelled backwards is God, I guess that means Tiger is qualified. So he agrees to be trained by them, leading to probably one of the film's strangest lines.
Anyone can be a god, but it takes grit to be a dog.
There's so much weird in that sentence, I don't even know how to tackle it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just say, it's dumb. So they meet in the desert and Wiley Burp teaches him how to be a dog.
You want to intimidate someone, give them the lazy eye.
It's not very lazy.
I remember
Oh,
that
don't
one.
do it too much. I had a sailor friend deface himself that way. Tiger gives it a try, leading to sounds I guarantee you'll hear in your nightmares tonight. It sounds like the grunts of torture Han Solo makes in Empire Strikes Back.
A little bit of it sounded kind of like Donnie from the Wild Thornberrys.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. All of a sudden, just seeing Donnie's naked ass just like Tarzaning through the sea, like.
Tiger goes through all the training, and the three of them walk into town to stop the cats. Cat Arwal is ready to set off the giant mouse trap in the slowest ribbon cut in history, but our heroes stop it. Like any classic Western, instead of guns they use slingshots, but they don't seem to work. So they use the lazy eye. So how many animators were having seizures while making this?
Freeze, you miserable vermin!
Don't make me use the only actual gun we have in this old Western town!
You freeze, Caterwall!
Don't pull it, kid, or you've seen the last of Miss Kitty. Get your hands off me!
Man, that's pretty embarrassing when a spider is holding you hostage. Unless that thing is written by J.R.R. Tolkien, I don't see why this should be an issue. Tiger saves her, though, and they use the mousetrap as a catapult. Doesn't matter if the pun's intended. And Kedar Wall gets caught up by the same disturbing woman from before.
Oh, Jesus.
He's going to take care of you forever and ever and ever.
Well, that wasn't nearly as unethical as before, but still.
True.
Ew.
Yeah.
So the day is saved, as I'm assuming nuclear water causes the plant life to grow that fast, and they have themselves a good old-fashioned hootenad squeak. Hey, I'm almost near the end. I'm not working long on a joke when freedom is around the corner. The almost fitting irony is the final words of Jimmy Stewart in this movie are actually kind of beautiful when you realize this is his last role.
Just remember, Fievel, one man's sunset is another man's dawn. I don't know what's out there beyond those hills. But if you ride yonder, heart open, I think one day you'll find that you're the hero you've been looking for.
Damn.
He's been dead for years! I am not letting Fievel Goes West get to me!
What's wrong with that, Doug? Come on.
How in the Sam hell did you do that? Oh, okay. Just check out this amazing CGI effect that we'll show off before any other animated film. Doggone it. And that was An American Tale, Fievel Goes West. It's definitely not the first one. Honestly, it's fine for just a little kid's movie. It's visually interesting, animated well, colorful, energetic, but it's still an American Tale film. It has a high standard to live up to, and it simply doesn't do it. If you just want to give your kid something goofy to watch, it's fine for that. But if anyone is looking for something deeper, you're riding the wrong horse into the sunset.
Yeah, it was definitely fine for giving your kids something goofy to watch, because that's exactly why I watched it when I was a kid.
Exactly. Same deal.
As a critic guy, remember it so you don't have to.
Pussy, 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 pussy.
Boo!
Pussy, oh.
Get out of here.
Damn it, I hit the button.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, that's a charity shout out. That was An American Tale, Fievel Goes West by the Nostalgia Critic. And yeah, this film, I still have fond memories of it, and I still like hold it in like a good regard. I'm glad I watched it when I was a kid.
Well, now that I've seen enough to remind me about it, I'm just like, okay, clearly as a film, like as a movie, as a story, etc., I would much rather probably watch the first one.
I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
As an animation, I think for its time, it's fucking impressive.
Yes.
I think like Beauty and the Beast coming out the same weekend, like it holds a candle to that, in my opinion, in terms of its animation.
I do too.
So like, I mean, even if it's a shit movie and it's stupid, like just looking at the animation, it's really nice for the time. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that's really why I liked it as a kid, is because I watched other animated things, but it was a pretty high caliber animation compared to some of the other stuff that I got to watch back then, you know?
There was also another one, in terms of like comparing the original to the sequel, but I think that the sequel, in a lot of ways, is better than the original. So basically the opposite of this. The Rescuers.
See, that was another thing. Just like this movie, and it's funny because both of them involve, like, you know, rodent main characters, but I had The Rescuers Down Under on VHS, and it took me a very long time to realize that that was a sequel. So...
Ain't that just a kick in the head?
Yeah.
I mean, hold on. When did The Rescuers Down Under... Yeah. So The Rescuers
The
came
Rescuers
out in
Down
77.
Under is the reason I know what an albatross is.
And The Rescuers Down Under,
right, like originally,
1990.
the first time somebody's like, "What's an albatross?" Like, you know, when I'm a kid, I'm like, "It's a bird."
It's a bird. Yeah, I love the fact that, you know, the Rescuers Down Under still so good, and then of course
my whole thing too is that, like, you know, Australian mouse character that's in it.
Yeah,
I thought he was cooler than the original too.
Well, yeah, because yeah,
I think whenever I went back and watched the original Rescuers, I didn't really care for it because I was like, oh, it's missing, you know, the Australian mouse.
Well, yeah, well, Jake, yeah, that's his name right there, Jake, the hopping mouse, basically the Australian variant of the.
When you look at the picture of a real one.
Yeah, the real hopping mouse.
It's a little poof ball.
Yeah, he is. But
big old whiskers.
Yeah, and basically the big thing with it is, I'll say this: the first film is good. I actually like Rescuers Down Under better than the original.
I mean, I did when I saw the original, like, in middle school or high school. I can't remember exactly when I finally saw the original one, but at the time I was just like, yeah, I think I prefer the one I saw as a kid better.
Oh yeah, and did you remember? Have you heard about this? The thing in the original cut of The Rescuers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the naked woman in the window in the background. Basically, it was a Mardi Gras. It was a Mardi Gras picture that someone spliced in as like a, and then people paused it on that moment and saw it. It was like, wait a minute. And then they eventually removed it, but there's still copies of it out there, and actually copies of that VHS go for a fair amount of money nowadays. So that's actually interesting. But yeah, The Rescuers
makes me wonder if the one that I had that in it or not.
Maybe. I mean, if it was bought like in like before 1999 when they removed it. The Rescuers Down Under, both great films.
Oh, Ricky Tikki Tavi was another one that I watched.
Yes, that's another dude. Yes, that one was that one was made by Chuck Jones. I remember the animation for that. That was actually really good.
And the Velveteen Rabbit.
Yes,
which was very sad.
Yeah, and then An American Tail, Fievel Goes West. I still think both of these films deserve to exist. I think the original is better, but I think Fievel Goes West has enough in it to where it's just like it's okay for what it is. It's okay, and I guess for all intents and purposes, that's gonna do it. That was An American Tail, Fievel Goes West review by the Nostalgia Critic. If you enjoyed this video discussing Fievel Goes West and various other animated movies out there, tell us some stuff out there that you all liked. Just feel free to chat it at us sometime. We'd love to hear it. But till next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.